A normal day in our lives will always be forgotten. There isn't anything memorable that happened. Why should I cherish that day? The problem is that you never made it a memorable day. A single thing you do on that day could become something you loved for a lifetime. But how does one make that a memorable moment? How does one create a situation that becomes that fond memory of yours? The thing is, there isn't. There's no set way to build a memory. All you have to do is try. Kaguya, valuing the everyday things. Hello ninjas, welcome back. Last week we explored the development of Iroha, how she viewed everything through the future and never took in the moment she could be creating in the present times. In today's character deep dive, we'll explore the other side of the coin, Princess Kaguya, and how she found value in everyday things. How she made a moment out of something that could be as simple as just having breakfast in the morning. As usual, we will explore Kaguya's development from the beginning of the movie to the very end, and stopping at sections throughout the movie when there's a pivotal part in such character's development. As with every anime video essay I do in this channel, I need to remind you every time that I have not read the manga nor the story of such anime TV show / movie adaptation. If there was something I thought was good that wasn't a part of the manga or the story, politely reply in the comments so I know for the future. And for the usuals, this is my interpretation. Movies are meant to portray different themes and messages for everyone. So, if you believe Kaguya portrayed a different theme, say in the comments and explain so I can prove upon my videos further. Finally, 4-second clips or less. I do not want to get copyright blocked because that would be horrible. So expect fast-paced clip changing. I will attempt to choose clips that relate to the topic at hand to the best of my ability. Without further ado, let us learn how to value everyday things in our lives through the perspective of the Moon Princess, Kaguya. But first, we need some background information. Kaguya is from the moon? Yeah, you usually don't hear that often in movies. Somebody from another planet. Her life on the moon was rather repetitive. She lived the same life over and over and over again. She wanted to go find a new opportunity as she left the moon and entered this world that is known as Earth. Background information is rather short because we don't get too much about Kaguya's backstory, besides being related to the story of the bamboo cutter, in which I shall explain right now. Since we are looking through the perspective of Princess Kaguya, we need to delve deeper into the story more than we did for Iroha. The story of the bamboo cutter explains that a princess from the moon appears out of a bamboo stalk. A father takes it to care for it. She then begins to have pressure from the others due to things that she has never done before on the moon. At the conclusion of the story, we learn that the people from the moon take her back. But before doing so, the people of Earth try to fight off against the forces. But in the end, they couldn't protect her. And when she returns to the moon, her memory is completely erased, as if nothing happened. It now becomes a memory that only the people of Earth will remember. And here begins our development for Princess Kaguya. Frustrated with how that story ends, she fusses, complains, whines, and refuses that ending to be her ending. What she wants is a happy ending. Not this lame, boring, anticlimactic ending. What's the fun in that for her? Iroha then tells her that you can throw a fit all you want. It's still not going to change anything. If it's true, then it's already been decided. What Iroha is telling Kaguya that no matter what she does with her limited time on Earth, the ending is already destined to happen. She isn't able to alter that ending. Fate has decided how it's going to end. You just have to accept your fate and be prepared, signaling her that fate already has her ending, and you won't be able to change that. But fate has never decided on how she gets to the finish line. A sunburst of energy hits her as she says, I'm gonna make my own happy ending, and you're gonna be my passenger on this ride to the grand finale. What she interpreted from the words of Iroha was that fate has decided her ending. However, it never shows how she marches to the finale. She knows that she has limited time here. The clock is ticking. The way she reaches the end is determined by herself. No one is going to get her there besides herself. She can have help along the way, though the only way she can reach the finish line is by her reaching it independently, and now she has created a starting point. By having an end goal, which is have a creative happy ending she can be satisfied with as she rides off into the sunset. In the morning, Iroha informs her that she is heading to school. But with nobody to help her, Kaguya refuses, asking Iroha if school is that important. Kaguya doesn't know what life is like here. She only sees Iroha as someone that can help her achieve her goal. She hasn't interacted with anybody yet, and the fact that she took care of her in the beginning portion of the movie shows that she cares about Kaguya. She trusts her. She wouldn't be able to live alone without anybody by her side. Iroha then notifies Kaguya that was her responsibility that she took in Kaguya and began taking care of her, saying that her job right now is to stay in the apartment until she returns from school. I have a question for you. Yes, the viewer. On top right of your screen is a quiz card I want you to answer. The question I'm asking you is simple. Did Kaguya follow orders to stay in the apartment? Yes or no? If you pick no, then you are correct. Kaguya obviously is going to follow orders. I even would be shocked if Kaguya didn't know what orders were. She creepily follows Iroha to the cafe, like a genuine creep. To her, it's normal. She just doesn't want Iroha to see her. But for others, it would look quite odd to normal eye. As Iroha is about to take a bite into that sweet, delicious cake, Kaguya reveals herself and quite literally eats Iroha's cake. All 3 slices, by the way. She also disrespects Iroha's pancakes, which, you know, give it a little more respectable to her. Like, my gosh, you didn't have to just outright just say, these are way better than what Iroha makes at home. Like, jeez. Finally, in an act to protect her identity, Iroha officially calls her Kaguya. She becomes ecstatic, repeating the name many, many times because she adores the name. She feels appreciated that Iroha gave her the name because that was the person who welcomed her into this world. Sort of. I guess she was on the moon, but like welcoming her in Earth to be exact. Alright, leave me alone. Heading outside, we see Iroha become aggressive towards Kaguya. Now, Kaguya, seeing this more aggressive side of Iroha, surely would give good reasoning as to why she left. She was bored. Nope, nothing else. No, she was just bored. Nah. I wanted to go outside because I was bored, you know. What a great reasoning, guys. Am I right? You wanna know what else she did? She bought smart contacts. What money? With Iroha's money! She clearly has not learned that if it's not your money, you don't use it! Unless you ask for permission. Iroha then becomes upset that she was using her hard-earned money and becomes worried. Seeing a worried Iroha, Kaguya gets an interesting idea of rewriting the bank info to then increase the numbers in her account. Iroha refuses because she has used enough of her money in her bank account, and we are off to dinner! It's dinner time, and once again, Kaguya used Iroha's hard-earned money to make an epic 3-course meal. Look at that! It looks delicious! Even Iroha said it was delicious. Dinner concludes, and Kaguya is shown coding on Iroha's computer. What exactly? Buying a mobile gaming kit to allow a dog to be with her wherever she goes, virtual world or the real world. She names it Inudoge. Iroha wonders if Kaguya is planning to stay here forever, in which Kaguya agrees because she doesn't want anyone to find out she's from the moon and do tests on her, expressing a sense of worry, fear, and disgust. And have you seen alien-type movies? That shit, what they do to them? Oh, that's disgusting. Iroha, not wanting that for her, says that she can stay until somebody picks her up. However, with some strict rules. The previous time she had an order from Iroha, she was annoyed and didn't follow it. Each rule Iroha states, she becomes more and more irritated. She wants to freely live life, not be living like it's a damn prison yard. I mean, come on now, the comparison from real life to the prison is already pretty bad enough, and that's exactly what Kaguya was feeling at that moment. Iroha tells Kaguya that her happy ending won't include me as I am fine with how life is going right now. She doesn't mind how it's going because she's making it work and has goals she wants to achieve. An example of this is going to college right after high school. But Kaguya wants to include Iroha in her happy ending. She wants to enjoy the time she has with Iroha, not be alone and confined in a small apartment. After all, she did call the apartment decrepit. On to the world of Tsukuyomi. Kaguya picks her avatar, and hey look, Inudoge is accompanying her. As we get introduced to the world of Tsukuyomi, we see Kaguya in a cheerful, charming, and charismatic way, running place to place, admiring locations, vendors, coins, characters, doggy, and even the food. We just see this adorable, cute little creature that is known as Kaguya in the virtual world. It's great. Though, after she eats the food, she quickly becomes upset when she realizes that Tsukuyomi hasn't found a way to replicate tastes from the real world. After Sorry Sea is sung, Yachio announces the Yachio Cup, a month-long event where the streamer with the most new followers will get an opportunity to perform in a concert with Yachio. This is Kaguya's first time in the virtual world, and she's rarely seen what Yachio does. So she asks Iroha if it's a big deal. Iroha, loving Yachio, says, of course it is. She's done collabs before, but she's never done a live concert with anyone before. As Kaguya listens to what Iroha has to say on the matter, she has an intrigued face. When she says, this is insane, who's it gonna be? Kaguya shoots up, seeing interest in the face of Iroha, and says, let's compete! Iroha rudely says that Yachio won't perform and nobody's like us. Iroha doesn't view herself as one of the more popular people. She kind of views as like a normal business person that just goes on with her life, being part of the norm, essentially. Kaguya, not giving a fuck about if it's predetermined, shouts that I, Kaguya, will win the Yachio Cup. And she screams, by the way, everyone hears her, in the virtual world. Kaguya was gonna continue until Iroha stops her, saying, are you crazy? You can't just say and do whatever you want. Kaguya, not giving a damn, once again, says that we should do this together. And Kaguya, destined to win this, will become a streamer. She wants this. She's committed to doing something outside her comfort zone, if it means she gets that concert at Yachio, as well as making Iroha happy. She'll do whatever it takes. She's so destined to win this cup that literally she leaves Tsukuyomi and immediately gets to work on researching how to become a streamer, and she wants to get started as soon as possible. She doesn't want to waste any time on this. She wants to get a head start before anyone else does. They wake up the next day and Iroha sees that Kaguya has bought some supplies. Kaguya mentions that she bought necessary streaming supplies from the good old Dollar Tree to kickstart her streaming career. To name a few items she bought, guitar, sleeping bag, and octopus? A dog, and a bunch of other things she believes will be a necessity to become a streamer. She also shows off her first stream. Just a, hey, hi, hello, my name is Kaguya, I'm from the moon, and thanks for watching. and ends the stream showing off her face with an odd jingle. That odd jingle was created with Iroha's keyboard, in which once again, she did not ask for permission to use such keyboard. Now at this point you may be thinking, Dills, why does Kaguya continue to use Iroha's hard-earned money and use her supply without asking? That's a good question. That's because she never had that experience before. Life on the moon is rather boring and she never needs to ask for permission to use anything. She's a princess, and what do princesses do? Ask for things! They won't ever ask for permission to use such things. They're part of the royal family. Why would they need to ask to use something? People get the things they request after all. They are treated like kings and queens. It does make sense as to why Kaguya just assumes that it's okay to use her supplies, because she never had the experience of being on the other side of the coin. Why would she need to assume that she needs to ask for permission when she can just get whatever she wants because she's treated like a princess? We can go all the way back to the very end of the movie where literally they are trying to recapture her so they can go back in the moon. She's that important on the moon that they need to go and fight to grab her back. It is that easy to understand. And if you don't want to think about it that way, you can instead think about it as she's looking out for her. Since she doesn't want to spend Iroha's money on wasted supplies, she did go to the dollar store to get the streaming supplies, which is something that is required. She isn't trying to spend on wasteful things. She's only buying the things that are necessary. The things that she bought was dinner, her streaming supplies, the streaming contacts. Those are necessary. They're not wasteful buying. She's making sure that she's only using the money that is for necessary items, not this wasteful stuff that she, could go out and get, like maybe like clothing or such. She doesn't need to do that. She's only getting the stuff that is actually required for her. Don't even attempt to make the case that the smart contacts were not necessary. She needed to be in the virtual world with Iroha, and she makes the most memories in the virtual world. If that isn't enough to convince you, let's not forget that the virtual world was how she's able to make all these friends, because of the smart contacts, because of the streaming, and her literal VTuber outfit is the outfit she's using in Tsukuyomi. Heading back to the keyboard she borrowed, Kaguya requests Iroha for a lesson on the keyboard. To make a good outro, you gotta learn how to play the keyboard after all. As Iroha plays the piano, Kaguya becomes excited, enjoying the soothing sounds of music, even complimenting Iroha's skills on the piano. Look at that good old Jester of positivity. That's all you need in life, right? Kaguya was so impressed by Iroha's skill on the piano that she wanted Iroha to write a song for her to sing, believing that this is the way to go viral and this is the way to win the Yachio Cup. Iroha, not having time to write a full-fledged song, goes to her files to show off a song she wrote a while back that Kaguya could use. Kaguya listens and is in awe. Anything that Iroha produced is just so good, she'll make it into a masterpiece. Ah, the young creative mind. What it does to you is so crazy. All it takes is one, after all. What Kaguya wanted out of this was Iroha helping her achieve the goal of winning the Yachio Cup, stating that she doesn't want our story to end like this. All I ever wanted was happy ending, She wants Iroha to be a part of the journey. She doesn't want to do it all alone. She wants someone to enjoy the ride as much as she does. And Iroha can help bring her down to earth on the unrealistic sides of living on planet Earth that she wouldn't know if she was not taken in by her. Imagine Kaguya and Iroha as the yin-yang. Iroha is more on the darker side since she knows what life is like on Earth and can help bring Kaguya back down to reality if you start to do things that just aren't possible or realistic scenarios. Whereas Kaguya is more on the brighter side. Kaguya wants to find enjoyment in everyday things and cherish it, and when she needs help from Iroha, she asks for it and succeeds most of the time because she knows that she has time to help her. Not to mention, it's rather short commitment. She usually asks for things that usually take less than 10 minutes. On to Watashiwa, which has a ton of development for Kaguya. She began her streaming career in the virtual world as well as the real world. The first line of lyrics helps encapsulate what Kaguya sees in life. Nah, I don't care about that. What's the sense in worrying? Just move on, right? This informs the viewer that Kaguya doesn't view the other scenario. What if she loses? Well, her answer would be that it won't matter. She tried her best and gave her all, and that's what matters with you. It isn't about not getting the thing you want out of it. It was the fact that you gave it a go. You attempted something that you thought wasn't going to be possible. What you believed was a high standard to obtain, but you gave it your best shot. You shouldn't have to worry about the other outcome. You should just forget about it and just go after it. Nothing can and nothing will stop you until you give up. She wanted to do streaming to win the Yachio Cup, and when Iroha believed they couldn't win, she didn't care about the outcome. She wanted to just get right at it and give it a shot. There's no mistake in trying, right? Let's disrupt the rules for how we live our lives. Think out of the box, color outside the lines. Let's repaint the world in our design. These lyrics show that Kaguya decides her own choices. Destiny and fate can write our endings however it wants. They have control over that. When you enter the world, however, you get to pick the path on how you get to that end. And Kaguya believes that anything is possible. Is there a problem? Well, let's find a way around it. Is there something creative that could make me stand out? Surely there is. Why care about others' opinions? If I enjoy it, then I should do it. Live the life you want to create. Don't let anyone else determine the path you should be taking. This can be backed up by the next set of lyrics in the song. Being dull's a drag, and I can't really do that. I'm gonna pave my path, so if you're sticking out your tongue, then bring it on, let's go. So what if you stand out? That's alright, as long as you feel more like yourself, then that's totally okay. One thing I always relate to when wanting to be yourself is what somebody said. I don't know who exactly said it. If someone can figure that out, please let me know so I can credit them in the description. But let me tell you, imagine you're in a bustling city, walking on the sidewalks. If you proceed to lay down the sidewalk, nobody's gonna walk up to you and ask, why? People may give you weird looks, but they won't go out of the way to outright question you. They'll just go about their busy day. It might be weird to everyone that you're laying on the sidewalk, but as long as you enjoy it personally, it's okay. You shouldn't be worried about an outsider's opinion. Do things you want to do without thinking about what others think. Just be yourself, because being yourself is the best presented self. The next set of lyrics show the outgoingness of Princess Kaguya. I want to know more, get out and explore. Get a taste of the world, and now nobody can keep me down, I just can't help myself but sing. Kaguya has found her passion, and that is singing. She is singing her emotions and the feelings of cheerful, exciting, appreciative for this opportunity she's having right now. Enjoy the moments as much as possible. She doesn't want to waste a single second. She wants to ensure that whatever she is doing is worth the investment and time. In the second verse, we see how Kaguya never wants to give up. Instead of giving up when a what if comes around, I want a what if to be a break you found. Don't you think it's a waste never to fly, keeping your feet on the ground? These lyrics show determination in Kaguya. When she sees a problem in her path, she finds ways to go around it and continues pushing forward. It isn't about the fork in the road that makes you stop. It's the fork in the road that makes you wonder how you could counteract it. We in our lives have problems we face that we just give up and never try to solve. Have you tried finding ways around such problems? Is there a specific place you want to go to but can't due to some sort of factor? Instead of thinking about the obvious way to fix it, think of the obscure way to fix that issue. There isn't only one way to solve it after all. Math does have many ways to solve equations. Let's think about it like an equation. If one way doesn't get to the end, what other options do you have that'll get you there? The last lyric of the song helps provide some characteristics of Kaguya. I'm just an adorable little troublemaker. Look, right, we all have a troublemaker side in ourselves. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Because being honest is better than telling a lie. At the conclusion of the Yachio Cup, Yachio announces the winner, and it actually turns out to be Kaguya. Her determination and fighting skills in a constant battle between her group and Black Onyx successfully managed to outpass Black Onyx to win the entire cup. As the celebrations happen, Kaguya goes in for a hug to Iroha, thanking her for all the work she's done to allow Kaguya to begin streaming and win the Yachio Cup, feeling that sense of joy and appreciation that the hard work paid off in the end. The reward at the end of the rainbow was achieved because you went for it and didn't give up. If there is something that you want to achieve, the only way to access it is by chasing it. Even if there are paths that may be blocked, there are always alternative routes that still get you to your destination. In the concert, 2 songs are played, World is Mine and EX. We'll cover both songs as they talk about development of Kaguya and the overall message, beginning with World is Mine. World is Mine explains the story of how Princess Kaguya arrived at this very moment, starting from the beginning to the moment she is living right now. Number 1, you gotta notice when I come into the room, with a different hairdo. This explains the start of her journey on Earth, when Iroha took her in and had a new hairstyle as she grew up, going from short cut hair to a longer straight hair when she grew up into a young girl. Number 2, you've got to notice when I get cute new shoes. This explains the new personality she gained along the journey. Streaming, loving food, loving pancakes, buying expensive items, learning about Iroha, and styling herself in the virtual world, completely changing her identity. Number 3, you gotta say some special things to me. Just a little talking sweet is all you gotta do. The third lyric explains how Iroha once approached Kaguya, acting now unwilling to take care of her due to her own busy life she already has to handle. But with some honest, sweet, and caring words, she allowed Kaguya to live with her and create a special bond that will last a lifetime. If you understand, I don't know what you're waiting for, boy, just grab my hand. The conclusion of verse 1 wraps up the introductory phase of Kaguya to Iroha, in which the lyric talks about present times, living in the moment with what's available and making the most of it, instead of worrying about what's coming up and having to plan around that. Kaguya in this song is telling Iroha to live in the moment rather than worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. We can plan for things ahead, but we won't know what will happen during then until we arrive at that point. So why wait to make memories then when you could do it right now and find ways to create those memories that could be cherished for lifetimes? On to EX, which once again I'm calling it EX because I am not allowing myself to butcher song name. The characters are fine, but songs? Absolutely not! The song EX explains the tale of the bamboo cutter through Kaguya's perspective, saying, I don't want it to end like that. I refuse for it to end that way. She knows the ending of her story through the tale, but she refuses to believe that will be the ending for her. She's going to make it how she wants it to be. There's so much stuff that wasn't filled in the middle. She's going to find ways to fill those gaps that were not filled prior to the tale being explained. Would you just nod your head and sit back and accept that's only fate? Fate has your ending, but fate never gets to choose your path. It's not a story someone wrote because your life is up to you. Kaguya is expressed in that sense of freedom we have. Sure, we have rules that we must live by and some rules that our parents tell us to do, but how we make those moments is up to us. Do you want to get that degree? Well, you gotta work for it. You want to get that job? Well, you gotta work for it. It isn't about the rules that are already set. It's how you treat them. Nobody gets to pave your path in life. How life is chosen is up to you. You get to choose the story. Nobody else does. Yes, you can have others help, but they can't do things in your story to achieve it. Only you can. And the only person that could stop you is yourself. Yes, I know, rather deep meaning, but it is true. Nothing isn't impossible in life. The only way you can achieve that thing is if you beat yourself. Don't allow the negative side to choose the routes. The only one who should be creating the routes is yourself. You can write your own, only you and me. Pick the life. Don't allow others to choose yours. The second verse of EX helps portray the meaning of valuing the everyday things. Hey, you only get one go around, so you better live right here, right now. We only get one life, you know. It's the importance of living in the moment that Kaguya wants from you, the viewer, understanding. It isn't about that special opportunity again in the future that you can't wait to see. It isn't always about looking at what's ahead. It's looking at the things you have available at the moment. It's about creating those opportunities that you can have right now. Let's picture something, right? What is something that you do every day that could become a memory? What if it's just spending time outside with your friends? At first you may think, isn't that just something normal? But let's view it from a different perspective. Instead of viewing it as the usual norm, like how we usually do, how do we change our mindset to a more positive outlook? Let's question this. How could I make this hangout with my friends become something special? What could you do to create that fun memory you'll share with your friends for a lifetime? That simple hangout. How do you make it so special? It's the things in life we don't take for granted. We may believe that something so simple as hanging out with your friends is just so normal, but when you view it in a different perspective, you'll want to cherish that moment. Create new opportunities to look back on those times and say, I'm proud of that hangout because of what opportunities I created from it. You made something so normal become a treasure in your heart, and that's what Kaguya values here. She wants Iroha to understand that the usual things you do in everyday life can become something special every single day if you change your outlook on life. Use it to the best of your ability and create something that you'll look back on for the remainder of your life. Being appreciative and happy that you create such a fond moment you will forever cherish. You should be going to bed every single day, either thinking, wow, I made this day so fantastic, I can't wait to make it one even better tomorrow. Or you'll look back on it and just wonder, wow, I wasted such a good day to make great opportunities. But that's okay. I have a brighter mindset to head tomorrow and make it even better than it was today. Always have a positive outlook and never a negative one, and make it the best it can be. And it can all be wrapped up by Kaguya saying, Iroha, love you. Enjoy that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that only happened because of Iroha. She was the one that brought her into this world. She was the one that allowed her to get the things. I get it, she didn't really ask for it, but she still allowed her to get it. She didn't really ever say no, she was kind of couldn't. But because of her, she was able to win the Yachio Cup. She was able to have the concert with her and Yachio. It was all because of her. She's glad that she was a part of the adventure and gained the reward she was shooting towards. The hard work finally paid off, and the reward just feels sweet. No, not sweet revenge, brother. Sweet as in, the reward feels that much better, because you worked so hard to achieve it, so it feels earned. Rather than someone just giving it to you on an empty platter, goals should feel earned when you work towards it. If the goal was just straight up given to you, it wouldn't feel like a reward. It'd feel more like pity because someone should allow you to skip the fun part. And yes, I'm saying the fun part can be the hard work because of the determination and drive you have. And what you do along the way is up to you after all. So you get to determine how much fun you have on it. It could be lazy, it could be boring, it could be anticlimactic. Just have fun with it. Who cares if the outcome doesn't go well for you? Just enjoy the ride. And that's all it matters. Memories you make along the way, even if it means you lose. Firework festival time! Kaguya states to Iroha why she wanted to come to Earth. Everyone repeats their rules over and over and over again. It's so boring. I was always the odd one. This brings us back to when Iroha asked her where she came from, reverting back to remind us that everybody on the moon repetitively does the exact same roles over and over again, in which Kaguya continues the statement. It gets lonely and boring. Having to repeat the same things every day. It was killing. Finally, I'd have enough. I wanted to go somewhere, anywhere. I looked out the window into your world, at all the people doing whatever they pleased. Their lives were complex, fleeting, and best of all, free. Kaguya didn't want to go here because she wanted to move away from her life on the moon. She wanted to come to Earth for new opportunities because she found a way to find the norm to become a memory. She never wanted to leave her life. She just needed an honest break from repeating the same repetitive role she's been doing for all her life. She created a memory out of the norm. She forged a path. And because it was all new to her, and knew that it was a limited time before returning, she cherished the everyday things we usually don't value. She adores pancakes, which, yes, we do sometimes. We don't make memories of eating pancakes on a random Tuesday morning, but Kaguya valued it because that's what made her appreciate it. She found a way to find something so normal to become a treasure. And that's how we should look at life. Through everything in the moment and not wanting to waste a single second. We all know we have a limited time, so why waste a day to just get to the next? Why waste an opportunity to create something special? It's about how you create those memories every single day that you'll look back on and be proud of. That you made that moment become a treasured memory. Kaguya continues to statement with however, but I could tell they were also holding back their emotions, waiting for something more important. Kaguya also understood that if you wait for something important, it won't happen. And while you wait for that important thing, you're letting time slowly pass on by, like nothing happened. You shouldn't be waiting for something to happen. Go make something happen. Nothing's gonna fall out of the sky for you. This ain't Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs now. I mean, come on. I mean, I guess Flint Knotwork technically had it happen where he actually made something fall out of the sky, but we're not in a freaking cartoon world, okay? We're in a freaking animation world where it's actual realism, alright? That important thing ain't gonna magically appear from you. Go make that important thing become a reality. Stop wasting time to go chase it. Knowing that her time is almost up, as the next full moon approaches, she says, and so the chaotic Princess Kaguya was summoned back to the moon, but she swore that she would make her final days an absolute blast. That's how it should have ended. That's the ending for me, enjoying every second as I charge towards destiny. She understands that time is running out. The story is about to end, but she won't just stop since she knows that the conclusion is more closer than the beginning. She's going out and ensuring that every second is not being wasted, enjoying every moment she has remaining with Iroha. But if I'm being honest, I wanted to spend more time singing with you, Iroha. All the new songs as well. What she wanted was just to spend time with somebody important to her. Someone that allowed her to enter this world and appreciate the things she did for her and what she did for herself. One person isn't going to allow you to make memories, but what one person can do is create memories with them. In life, we always have one connection. We have that one person that has so much impact on us that we start to view life in such a different way than we did previously because of them. Every day you can't wait to see them and see if they're available to hang out. You can't live without them. It's something that we never take for granted because we never realize it. It might even take us plenty of years just to find that one person. But once it happens, you just can't believe it. It's just that impactful. And that's what Kaguya wanted to do with Iroha on her last days. Sing and grab her hand in the final moments. She also asked her to do a big concert when they arrive. Arrive as in the aliens that want to take her back home, just to be specific. In which Iroha obliges because she now understands the meaning of living in the moment. As Iroha stays up countless nights to finish a song she was working on years ago to make Kaguya happy. Hearing it for the first time, she loves it. The melody is so good she can't let go. Anything she creates is something she enjoys because nothing bad can happen. She refuses to allow anything bad to ever happen. She won't allow the bad to overcome the good. The good should always prevail. Never allow the bad to prevail because then you're doing something wrong at that point. We arrived at the farewell concert. That's reckless, but sometimes that's the best way to be. Sometimes you gotta let the wacky side of you out if it means you enjoy things more. Nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes it's better to be more wacky than normal if it means you're having fun. As long as you enjoy it, it doesn't matter what other people think. Before she sings her farewell song, a symphony of moments, she says some impactful words to the audience. Looks like it's time to say goodbye, but please don't be sad. Graduations are happy events. Graduations aren't a conclusion. They are new beginnings to look forward to. We continue. So please, see me off with a smile. This shouldn't be something you should be sad with. These should be happy times, commemorating the fun times we've had in this wacky journey, remembering the good times we've had all together. It isn't that we should be sad about a specific ending. We should be happy about the moments we just made earlier in life, because now we get to look back on it right before we start the new beginnings to be like, okay, we made this so good, let's just enjoy the last moments we have of this moment before it becomes a memory, because we did so much together that I want to look back on it and relive the good times. And now the song begins, in which it shows us how to appreciate what life gives us. No matter what tomorrow holds, let's live in the moment so we can smile and joy unfolds. It's my decision, not a game, but I end up dreaming about a day that stays the same. Kaguya states it's our decision how we live our days. It isn't chosen by anybody else. How we go about our current day is decided by us. It may include people in the day, but at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you'll decide on whether or not you made the day the best it could be. You determine how you live out that day. It could be as boring as you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But there might be some regret you might have later on in your life for that. So why don't we make it count instead of just sitting on our couch, doom scrolling on TikTok for the next 12 hours? Yeah, that's what I thought. The scenes I carried in my mind, I longed to see one day, were more beautiful and hard to define in many different ways. These lyrics help show the things Kaguya wanted to do during her time on Earth. Imagine the many things she wanted to do, but sometimes you can't do those things, and that's okay. The things you were able to do were good enough anyway. Can't always get what you want after all. Heck, I have a huge bucket list I want to fully check off, but I know I won't be able to get everything, and that's okay. Having more than meets the eye keeps you busy. And even if that thing you want to do for so long never becomes crossed off, that's okay. Just be appreciative of the things you were able to cross off that list. I figured I should probably give more context towards this, right? So you have a bucket list in life, okay? You have all these things, like your notes pad or maybe even on a sheet of paper or whatever, that you want to do later on in your life, all right? You have these dreams, you have these goals that you want to reach. But sometimes you might not reach that, and that's okay. What you were able to do in your life was already appreciative because you appreciate the things that you were able to do in your time. Because we won't always get what we want. We won't always be able to do what the things we want to do. Like, let's say you want to go to France, for example, right? Sometimes you might not be able to do that because it's just too expensive, and that's okay. You can, of course, save up more money to go to France. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to also be appreciative that you at least tried to get that to happen. And if it didn't, it's all right. No big deal. And maybe in another life, you would be able to go to France. Who knows? When 1,000 years are gone and 10,000 fade from sight, still the second lives on forever, shining through the night. No matter what you do, good or bad, it is going to be in the record books. Every action you do will forever be a part of your history. So when something bad happens, find a way to bounce back and turn what could have been a bad day into a great day. Don't allow yourself to be overcome by stress and anxiety. Welcome it in and destroy it with every built-up confidence you have available, all right? Just go be Wreck-It Ralph and go wreck everything, all right? You shouldn't allow the stress to take you over for the remainder of the day, all right? Let's find a way to counteract it and turn it into something that could be much more better, all right? Let's forget about what happens in the bad day. Let's think about the positives every single time, all right? And let's not forget, we can further support this with the next lyric of the song. A time to start anew and a time when things are through. Now I see you looking at me gently and it warms my heart. Sure, bad things happen. But something so important can overcome that bad thing in life and overcome the problems and blossom into something magnificent. So if this is my fate, then I will embrace the call. I'll try to open myself to it all. Fate chose my ending. I will accept it with open arms and make sure that the path I bring myself to the ending that fate chose is something special that I will look back on and forever cherish it. Hence the second verse of the song, we can see how Kaguya views Iraha, saying that she was self-obsessed, screwed around many times, but there is something here that no one else has achieved. And that was Iraha, loving her ever since she saw her for the first time, loving the moment she was able to create with Iraha. And to conclude the song, we shall complete the full circle of Kaguya's development. Because there's nothing better in this world than right here, right now. Gotta hold on tight to the moment, hold on to the golden days we find. Come on, let's share all our dreams, and we can act like queens and kings. It's the things that we can treasure for lifetimes ahead that is the lesson here. It isn't about the future, it isn't about the present, it isn't finding a way to make a memory. It's how you create the memory. Something so simple in life can mean so much you won't even realize until it is too late. Becoming now a memory. Make every day feel special. Make it feel important in life to where you want to relive that day again. And it only just happened. That vacation drive, how about you find ways to make it special? There are ways to enjoy life to the fullest. You just gotta find it. And we can keep ourselves surrounded by love we find in everyday things. Every memory is a sweet daydream. I cherish all of ours. We can keep them all in our hearts, protected like the treasures that they are. Come on, let's party some more, and when we're done, sing an encore, and we'll get everything we're wishing for. We're shining stars when we sing our song. A memory will become a daydream, something that feels unreal, something that feels surreal in all that just happened. Something we'll look back on and wish we'd be able to do it again. So for every day, find a way to make it feel special. Make it feel worth your time. You have a clock ticking. Fate has decided on when the ending happens, but fate never decides on how we get to the end. And every day is a memory that could mean something to you if you go out and give it your best shot. Make every moment you do on that day feel earned. It isn't something you'll ever be given. You need to go out there and make it happen. You need to go out and earn that reward if you want to make that day feel special. It isn't just gonna fall out of the sky as I mentioned earlier. You need to go out and get it. It's what Kaguya said that teaches the value of everyday things that we don't usually appreciate, and we can keep ourselves surrounded by love we find in everyday things. It isn't about what that thing is. It's about how you make that such a normal thing become a memory that you will forever value because you made it into a memory that will last your entire life. Looking back on it as something you'll forever feel proud of because you created it, not anyone else. Make it feel special rather than just given to you or feeling like it's just a norm. Create that norm into a memory because only you determine how your life goes. Saying goodbye is hard and all things end. Both endings become new beginnings to create such wonderful memories. This is the end of our story. It's the same for your story, right? Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yes, I know Yachio is Kaguya but much older. I figured that she should have her own video because if I included her in this development video, this would reach over an hour, and Ninjajo's is not 1 hour long development video. No one is gonna watch that. Unless it's like real dedicated Cosmic Princess Kaguya people, like especially me. I mean, I would be perfectly fine making an hour long video, but you know, I want views, and to get views, you need under an hour video. So, no! Next month, August, I will have 2 more videos on this movie. A Yachio development video, and a movie review on Cosmic Princess Kaguya. I'll be taking a short break on anime videos, as next week we travel to a funny squid game known as Splatoon 3, and explain why its side order failed. It was a video I wrote out, but never finished. So I'm back at it again next week. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video to your friends, so if you subscribe to me and enjoy my videos. Hit that little bell so you get notified for when I upload and go live. Hype up the video. Apparently that's a new thing, so why don't you go ahead and do that? While you do that, I'm gonna conclude here. All credit goes to each director and Netflix for creating this wonderful movie. All credit links in the description as well as mentioned in the ad credit screen. Thank you again for watching. This is Ninja signing out. Peace!